Hey guys, I'm back. So hope you guys had a wonderful new year. If you guys hear on the background, it's my little puppy munching on his food, so don't worry about that. Um, yeah, we have a new format. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys my all-time favorite deck and how to basically utilize its power on to the new format since spirals, Altergeist, what else is good? Salamangreat, Grenmadju maybe is a good deck right now. Basically, they utilize a lot of the Grave, so I'm gonna be playing Gravekeepers for this format. So let's start with the deck. So I start with my monsters first, so I'm gonna put it here. Hope you guys can see this. I run 3 Ash Blossoms. Reason being I run 3 Ash Blossoms is just because I need to make this deck consistent on both going first and going second. I know you guys might be wondering, like, if you're running Ash Blossom, are you even going to be running Royal Tribute? And no, I do not main Royal Tribute just because dangers are really good right now, and anything that discards and activates on the hand is really good against me. So yeah, Ash Blossom is way better. Just another way for me to negate things that I do not like. Yeah, I run 1 Fossil Dynam. One reasoning, this was way before when I used to play Gravekeepers back in the days. I'd activate Necro Valley and then set a card, and 90% of the time they think it's a Gravekeeper Spy. And probably the players right now, whenever they see a Necro Valley and then a set card, they still probably think it's a Gravekeeper Spy. So whenever you set it, they'd probably attack it, assuming it's a Gravekeeper Spy, but it's not. It's a Fossil Dyna. So Fossil Dyna is really good in baiting out special summon monsters. It's also a good card, I think, in my opinion, a little bit better than Hidden Temples of Necro Valley, because you do not need to have Necro Valley and Gravekeeper and a Gravekeeper monster on the field. Yeah, so 1 Fossil Dyna. So for Gravekeepers, I run only 8 Gravekeeper monsters, and my first one is 3 Commandants. Obviously, this is to pitch this card to Grave, and then you add a Necro Valley. And basically a very important card in the deck, because you want Necro Valley ASAP. Another important monster is Gravekeeper's Spiritualist. This allows you to basically fusion summon Gravekeeper Super Naturalist. So it's very good, very good card. So I only run 2 because me having 3 might clog me. I don't really want to have this. I don't want to have 2 in my hand, basically. I only want 1 in my hand. I run 1 Heretic. I don't know, some people might bump this to 2, some people bump it to 0. I don't know why people would not run this. It's really good. Summon it. One good thing to note though is this does not gain Necro Valley's attack or defense. So if somebody tells you that it gains like another 500, you better slap them. So yeah. Other one is Headman. This is my, instead of having the trap Rite of Spirit, I have this one instead. It's just any monster for me is way better than a trap right now, because people might just like activate, like, I don't know, Red Reboot, Twin Twister, so I don't really like those cards. So Headman is good. And 1 Descendant. Descendant right now is not that great, but it's a good guy to have as a beat stick with Necro Valley. So yeah, guys, that's 8 Gravekeeper cards and 1 Fossil Dyna and like 3 hand traps, basically. So those are my monsters. For spells, I run 3 Necro Valleys, of course. I have, this is 3 plus this, Commandant, so that's like 6 ways of getting Necro Valley, and also Necro Valley Throne. So I have 9 ways of getting Necro Valley into my hand as fast as possible. So Necro Valley, of course, is your huge field spell card that doesn't allow any graveyard activation or anything that moves from grave to anywhere else. So really good against spirals, just basically anything in the meta. Necro Valley Throne, you add a Gravekeeper monster from your deck to your hand, or you can normal summon a immediately normal summon a Gravekeeper from your hand. I run 3 Potter Dualities. This is pretty standard in a Gravekeeper deck. Not sure if there's any other deck any other Gravekeeper deck profile that does not run 3 Potter Dualities. You must be insane for not running 3, because you do not even special summon that much, and you want to have as much draw power as possible in this deck. I run 2 Potter Desires. Yes, you might be wondering like, why in the world are you running 2 Potter Desires if you I might be running 2 like Pot of Extravagance. So I run 2 Pot of Desires and 2 Pot of Extravagance. So I've been like theorizing a lot lately. So Pot of Desires, I know you do have to banish 10, but because I only run 8 monsters basically, and the 3 are like hand traps, it allows me to dig in a lot more. And I don't want to have 3 either, 3 Pot of Desires, just because I don't want to clog myself with my hand. And the same theory as Pot of Extravagance. I want to use my extra deck, but I don't want to also clog myself on having 2 Pot of Extravagance in my hand and it becomes dead. Because in this deck, you want to draw Necro Valley and you want to like have a good defense and like lots of negations and stuff against your opponent. I run 1 Steel. I used to run 2 before this format, like a couple years back, but on this type of deck I think 1 Steel is okay, because it's not really that important to like add your Gravekeepers back from your deck, from your graveyard. Also run 1 Card of Demise. Card of Demise makes sense because, like I said, only running like 8 monsters in the deck, so it's like very small monster count. So those are my spells. That is my monsters. And for traps, so it's pretty not that strong of like not that many traps that I have, but I do run 3 Sullen Judgments. Makes sense just for negating anything that tries to destroy my Necro Valleys. 3 Judgments and 3 Evenly Matched. This deck wants to go first all the time, but sometimes you do not win the dice roll, so 3 Evenly Matched is good. And also for grind games, sometimes you like might want to play that Evenly Matched for extending your life. 2 Infinite Imperm. I was thinking of getting 3, but the whole reasoning with 2 is just so I want to have it in my hand, but not always drawing it like late in the game, just because my monsters are really weak, and if I don't have a play for myself, then I lose, right? So 2 is fine for me so far. So 2 Imperm is good. 2 Solemn Strikes, same concept as Imperm, except I have to set it. This one, 2 Crackdowns is amazing. This card, MVP. I would totally run 3, except for I don't know what I would like put out, because I run Temple too. Temple is extremely powerful if you have a Necro Valley on the graveyard and you want to activate it. So you can actually activate Temple on your opponent's turn during the standby phase, and then if you have a Necro Valley on the graveyard, you can just activate it directly from your graveyard, or also from your hand if you have one on the hand. So Temple is extremely powerful. Also, when it gets destroyed by like Twin Twister, you can like set any type of Necro Valley card into your like spell or trap zone. So really powerful card. So that's it, guys. That was my deck. It was like 40 cards on my deck. For extras, it's all up to you. The only like card that you really need to 3 is a Supernaturalist, just because you do run Pot of Extravagance. So Supernaturalist is basically your big boss monster that you want to have in the field, just so it just protects itself and it protects Necro Valley. So 3 Supernaturalists. For links, I only run 2, Apprentice and Nightmare Phoenix. Just, I don't know, like normal stuff. I actually run some fusions because I side Super Poly. So this is for Salamangreat. Dragon is just for like random like rogue stuff that happen to have same attribute but different types. Predator Plant and Starving Venom is for like zombies, Orcust, anything that has dark, because most of my monsters are dark. Just the Utopia package. Abyss Dweller, I usually, if you don't have Necro Valley, then you have Abyss Dweller. Exciton Knight is just to nuke just before you die. Gaga Cowboy for game, and Heartland Draco. Yeah, it's pretty like self-explanatory for the extra deck. It's all up to you for your preference, and it depends on your what you side, or like how your locals, or what you want if you want to play regionals with it. Honestly, just as long as you have 3 Supernaturalists, you should be fine in this deck.